We've got the all-new Mercedes Benz C-Class.
Have we got a story to tell you about finally getting to drive this car? So we do have a story to tell you about how we never got to drive this car and flight delays, you name it. That's coming up in Questions, Coffee, and Cars. Right now, we're in the C300. What's under the hood of this thing?
A 2-liter turbo 4 with EQ boost, a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which pairs with an integrated starter generator. It has a 9-speed automatic transmission with 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. That's up 22 pound-feet from the previous model. Standard all-wheel drive in Canada, rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options available in the U.S.
What the heck is EQ boost? Well, we'll explain that. Also coming up in Questions, Coffee, and Cars. Right now, this is a brand new C-Class. It's always nice to get something brand new. It must have some tasty treats in it. What are the key standard features?
The base trim comes with an 11.9-inch touchscreen, a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, the new generation MBUX infotainment system, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, keyless start, heated front seats with memory and lumbar support, a heated steering wheel, ambient lighting, panoramic sunroof, LED headlights and LED taillights, and 18-inch wheels.
Believe it or not, Mercedes-Benz doesn't offer heated rear seats. In Canada, no ventilated front seats are offered. However, they are offered in the US as an option. Got the dynamic switch. We can put it in Eco, Comfort, Sport. What are we going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure you like, subscribe. Most important, hit that bell, but also follow on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to get a sneak peek what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.
Now, it's got some changes for 2022. The 4MATIC all-wheel drive system has been tweaked to provide better driving dynamics. And the 9-speed automatic transmission has also been updated, making it lighter and more efficient.
It is one of the best transmissions, and the calibration between the engine and the transmission is, they do a great job there at Mercedes-Benz on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I really notice, Andrea, this girl, she's gotten a little softer. The suspension is, even in the sportier settings, I find, especially the front suspension, is really soft over bumps.
Yes, like you can tell that this has been tuned for luxury, and it's probably going to appeal to the masses, that really comfortable drive, softer suspension.
It's called traditional luxury, and Mercedes-Benz is embracing its heritage.
That's right. Now, it comes with 5 drive modes. So you've got Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and then an individual one that you can make your own.
There's 6. Subscribe.
Oh, subscribe.
Got that
subscribe. Now, my issue is this. I'm getting into this. It's a sedan. The reason why I would buy a sedan is because I want an engaging drive. So I've got to keep it in Sport Plus, which isn't great for fuel economy. I just find comfort to be just too smooth for me. I think on the highway, if this is your daily driver, you're going to love it in Comfort or Eco mode. I just need something a little bit more engaging.
Okay, going back to the bump situation, we live a block away from elementary school, and they have speed bumps in the road, and every time you go over it, even at low speeds, I'm not sure if it's the chin spoiler that is scraping or it's the wheels hitting the inside of the wheel well liners. You go over a bump and it goes and it's kind of, and you really notice the front end is really quite soft. Now, we're kind of close to highway speeds here. This thing, if I had to do a lot of highway driving, oh, sign me up for this thing all day. It is so comfortable.
Really comfortable. And even these seats, we're going to get into the interior, but they are really comfortable. I just can't believe how well they cradle your body. What I do like in here is the steering. Surprisingly, I thought maybe it would be a lot lighter coming from Mercedes-Benz, but it's not as light as the Audi A4, but maybe not as firm as what you get get in the BMW 3 Series. It has a really nice feel to it. And it all tightens up, of course, when you put it in Sport Plus.
You know what, Andrea? They took some really big chances on the outside design, didn't they? I mean, unless you're a Mercedes file,
I know,
you'd be hard-pressed to even know this is a new car. Like, I drove by the exact same car in the same color, but the older model, I couldn't see any difference.
No, what they've done is they've kind of softened the lines of it. I think that Mercedes Benz was trying to go for a sportier look.
No, you know
what?
You
can see it with the taillights a bit.
It's baby S-Class.
Baby S-Class.
So that's the only area I notice the difference is they come with the flush tail lamps. That looks good.
Yeah.
Baby S-Class, you decide. I can't see much of a difference.
No, I can't see much of a difference either. I'm the same as Zach. I saw one the other day and I'm like, is that the 2022 model or the previous generation? What it does is have an available star pattern grille, which we have in our test model that's available in a package. It comes standard with 18-inch wheels, available 19-inch.
Okay, on the wheels, I want you to write below. Are you with me on this? Andrea's not taking a stance on this.
No.
I think it's time for Mercedes to update their wheel designs. I love a 5-spoke wheel. Don't get me wrong. You cannot go wrong with a 5-spoke wheel. But these just look so 2002 or something. I mean, they just haven't progressed with their wheel patterns.
I kind of like these wheels myself. You know, Zach and I differ on it. I don't look at them and think that they're outdated, but I mean, fair enough.
Now, if you want to know if it's the new C-Class, all you have to do is look in the window.
Well, that is really where the biggest changes come to with this new model, is the interior.
Baby S-Class again.
Totally baby S-Class. This is so well done. Even this 11.9-inch touchscreen, which is standard, and you get this 12.3-inch digital driver display. The touchscreen is tilted towards the driver by about 6 degrees, and I think that that is important because, as we all know with center console tablets, you want to have easy access and be able to reach them.
This is better than it being stuck like the tablet up on the center of the dash where the air vents here are on this model. It's down. It's actually, you know, I'm begrudgingly coming around to it a little bit. I do miss the old controller, the command controller. I kind of like that. But you know what? This is not that bad.
Well, a lot of you on Instagram DM me and you said the same thing as Zach. You know, I'm not sure about this tablet. Now I don't have the center console kind of trackpad there that I can adjust it. But what I can tell you is that there are some keys at the bottom of the screen for temperature control, and you're able to easily access them. But I do suggest, you know, with these tablets, you've got to set it before you take off and make sure if you're making changes on the road, pull over, make it safer for yourself. But you
also have profiles. Like, everybody can have a profile. You can have one, I can have one, the kids could have one. I do not like, I'm going to say this, there's no volume knob, and they have this capacitive touch swipey nonsense for the screen and also for the steering wheel. Could they have just given us a little roller wheel for the steering wheel thing? That's so much better. And I find the steering wheel one is not that sensitive and kind of glitchy.
So I felt a little bit different than Zach. I felt the opposite. I thought that it was ultra sensitive in the way that you were able to move it quickly back and forth.
You're using this one more.
Yes, I did use that one here.
I'm using the thumb one more, and I don't love it.
Okay.
Fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
Type below. What do you think of that?
Guess what? If you want to adjust your seats, it's still on the door. So you don't have to worry about going into the screen to do that. Zach doesn't like that either.
No, listen, this is a beautiful interior. This is a beautiful highway cruiser. Mercedes does the engine transmission calibration fantastic. There's a lot in here I really like. The ambient lighting is spectacular.
Beautiful.
It's a beautifully put together car. It's just certain stuff. They've made choices. These are their choices that I don't love. I mean, I can adapt to anything. I'm a highly adaptable person, Andrea.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. but I keep them grounded.
Yeah. You know. You watch regularly. You know I'm easygoing, right?
This is a spacious sedan. It's 2.5 inches longer than the previous model, has more elbow room in the front and the rear. In fact, the front row legroom is more than what the Audi A4 offers, but less than the BMW 3 Series, Genesis G70, and the Cadillac CT5.
Back seat, she's comfy. You're not getting a mid-size E-Class. This is a smaller compact, but you know what? Comfortable and adequate, I would say.
Yeah, 36 inches of legroom, which is better than most of its competitors except for the CT5.
And the trunk is a roomy side as well. The one thing I like about the trunk, Andrea, it's a power trunk. It's optional, of course.
Yes.
Of course it's optional. But at least it has it as an option. I like that, and there you go.
It's actually best in class cargo capacity at 17.9 cubic feet and 507 liters.
So we have our airport story and more with coffee.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Is the interior build quality better than the last generation? Funny thing is that the last time we drove the C-Class, I thought the interior was pretty good. I think that Mercedes Benz does a great job with their interiors, but some people who own the previous model say, there's some squeaks that you kind of hear, here and there. I think this is beautiful. They've done a gorgeous job.
So you're talking about build quality versus design. I think it's probably about the same. The design is totally different. But yeah, Mercedes knows how to put a good car together, but every car can have issues. We know that. Now, you go back 10 years, Mercedes-Benz interiors were not good, and now they've righted the ship and they've got beautiful stuff.
Since it's a mild hybrid, is the fuel economy better than the previous model? I've always been confused between mild hybrid versus regular hybrid. We get this a lot actually, where when somebody hears 48 volt mild hybrid system, they think that it is a true hybrid. This is not. Fuel economy is better than the previous model, but not like a hybrid. A hybrid gets maybe a combined 6 liters per 100 kilometers. This gets 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 24 miles per gallon, but it's the highway that it does really well on, 7.1 liters per 100 kilometers, 33 miles per gallon. That's pretty good.
Okay, so you're thinking like a Toyota Prius or a RAV4 hybrid. That is a battery that works in conjunction with the engine, and it's on and off the battery quite a bit, especially at city speeds. This 48 volt system was developed, I think Bosch developed it and sold it to all the major car manufacturers, and the way they utilize it can be different. Audi in some applications uses the full 48 volt system for things like their suspension and active safety features. Stellantis uses it with the Ram pickup truck as launch torque, and they're using it here in this application as able to shut off the engine more often at lower speeds. Like when you're coming up to a stop sign and you go below a certain speed, it'll switch the engine off more often.
Yes, and also on the highway, it will maintain your speed for a short distance, and the gas engine won't go on at all, which will give you that better fuel economy.
That's coasting, sailing. They
Yeah,
call it, right?
gliding. And then the other thing is that you get a boost as well in short periods of time, 20 horsepower extra,
But it's,
and 148 pound-feet of torque.
but don't think you have it all the time. It's like
No.
it's like a fraction of a second. But back to Ram, they call it launch torque. And it's that initial bump of power, and it does make it more enjoyable to drive.
So this is a good start, but no, it's not a pure hybrid, and you're not going to get that type of fuel economy. We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's so easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for. In this case, it would be Mercedes-Benz, and then all of our videos pop up. It's that easy.
Now, should we talk about our nightmare of a trip? Mercedes-Benz did invite us to the launch of this C-Class in New York City, and I can't tell you how excited I was to go to New York and drive this C-Class. Didn't happen for us.
It has nothing to do with Mercedes-Benz.
No.
It was not their fault.
No.
So if you're not from Canada, if you're Canadian, you know all about this. If you're not from Canada, Pearson Airport in Toronto, used to be Toronto International Airport, is now being named the worst airport in the world for cancellations, delays, lost luggage, you name it. They're screwing it all up at Pearson. And we were at the tip of the iceberg. We experienced this before the real chaos started. We went to Toronto to connect to go to LaGuardia. Was it LaGuardia? No, it was Newark. We were supposed to fly to Newark.
Yes.
And we didn't leave for 2 days. We were in the airport for 2 full days.
Yeah.
Stuck at Pearson. It sucked.
It was terrible. We didn't even get any fresh air except walking to the Alt Hotel, which is the airport hotel. That was it for us. And then we were booked on the next flight out in the morning. But then it was delayed and delayed, and we spent 5 hours on the tarmac, and they didn't have enough ground crew. And then eventually the weather turned in New York, and they had thunderstorms and I think even a tornado warning. Anyway, it got canceled. We never made it.
And then on the second day, when the flight was canceled, Air Canada says, we booked you tomorrow for a third time. And we said, get us the hell out of here. So we jumped on a flight and we came home to Vancouver. It was fantastic.
And when this vehicle arrived in Vancouver, Mercedes Benz made sure that we got it first. Do you find the angle of the center screen or the instrument cluster washed out in direct sunlight, or is it readable still? Surprisingly, well, it's summertime, so that's a perfect question for this time of year. No, I don't find it washed out at all. I think it's impressive that you don't get that glare.
I'm starting to warm up to this screen, Andrea. Starting to. I still like the old trackpad, but starting. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
How do you think the car stacks up against the Tesla Model 3? Is it a viable competitor or a generation behind?
Tesla, C-Class, it's a tale of two countries. The pricing is quite different for these vehicles on either side of the border, but this car is a reaction to the Tesla Model 3 because it has dominated compact luxury sales so much. And so if you listen to the key standard features at the beginning, Mercedes-Benz loaded this up with a lot of standard features at, I think, a competitive price.
For sure. Now in Canada, you have that base trim and then you can add some packages to it. Our test model has 3 packages. The premium package for 3,200 Canadian, Premium Plus for 3,400 Canadian, and then we have the night package. And I like the night package.
I like the night package.
The night package comes with the star pattern grille. It comes with the sports seats and the sports steering wheel.
I want that. I want all that stuff. Now, the one thing, Andrea broke it down. So the one package gets you the power rear trunk, which is what I want. That's the what package? Premium?
That's the premium.
Okay, the Premium Plus gets you augmented reality navigation and a head-up display. I don't care about either of those things, so I would get the night package, the premium package, and I'd be done.
And also that premium package has the 360 camera, which I would like as well. So you don't have to add too many packages to the Canadian price point. So I think that you could even get away really with just that base model.
All right, now we get into the pricing of the Tesla Model 3. In Canada, you have your seatbelt on? The Model 3 is $75,000 for the all-wheel drive version. It has moved way up now into premium territory, luxury territory, even though it has no luxury on the inside.
Now, I've got to say that the pricing is very different in the US. Tesla is priced really well. That rear-wheel drive model is priced under $40,000, whereas the Mercedes rear-wheel drive is just over $43,500. So if you're looking for rear-wheel drive and you're looking for an EV, that Model 3 is a great deal. Now, the all-wheel drive model, slightly different story. The Mercedes-Benz is $3,000 US cheaper. In the US, you've got trims to choose from, so you just need to go through those trims and see what you want, what you don't want, and what works for your daily lifestyle.
So you're thinking you might want to treat yourself and get a luxury compact sedan. What can you buy?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the BMW 330i with a turbocharged 4-cylinder, 255 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $49,000.
The Audi A4, also with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 261 horsepower, and a starting price of $47,500.
The Lexus IS 300 all-wheel drive with a 3.5-liter 6-cylinder, 260 horsepower, and a starting price of just under $45,000.
The Acura TLX with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with 272 horsepower and a starting price of just under $46,000.
So there are 4 sedans for you to consider.
So let's get into how much this costs, the warranty, and the fuel economy.
Let's start with pricing. In Canada, the C300 4MATIC starts at $56,700. Prices tested just over $68,500 Canadian. In the US, you have more trims to choose from. The rear-wheel drive model starts at just over $43,500 US, and the 4MATIC $45,500 US.
Here's the fuel economy. 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers city, 7.1 on the highway. That's 24 miles per gallon city, 33 miles per gallon highway. Mercedes Benz offers a warranty of 4 years, 80,000 kilometers or 50,000 miles. Lightning round, two things we like to see improved.
I really like all the standard features this comes with.
And this thing's comfortable.
What Mercedes Benz needs to do is put available ventilated front seats in this.
And the front suspension, a little too soft for my taste.
Stylish, comfortable, and plenty of tech. This is definitely one to put on your list.
Was it worth the wait to drive? I think so. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.